Welcome. Special welcome to the delegates from the Thirukkural Malay Sangam from Chennai.
Yes, please.
Yes. Mr. Ravi Kumar, Mr. Sam Vijay, and Mr. Arun. Your Excellency, President of all socio-cultural organizations present and members, it is my pleasure to welcome you on behalf of the Tamil League. I'll pass on to the chairman who will make the welcome speech just now. We're going to have messages from a few members here, and of course we'll hear the presentation from Mr. Ravi Kumar, founder of the Thirukkural Malay Sangam. Without too much ado, let me call upon the President of the Tamil League to say a few words.
Thank you, my dear friend, Madam. Just to introduce to you Mr. Gunamadam. Mr. Gunamadam is the president of the Murugan Foundation, and he is coordinating together with me, the president of Tamil League, with our special delegate, special guest delegation of the Thirukkural Malay Sangam from Chennai. Your Excellency, welcome to Tamil League. On behalf of Tamil League and all those present, I have to ask you to thank you for your presence here, and I have to thank you for the initiative that you have taken for inviting this delegation of the Tamil Thirukkural Malay Sangam together with our friend Sam Vijay to Mauritius to launch this project. Before going further, I will pass on to you because you know this project and you will expose better to our socio-cultural organization present here. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijayan, and welcome to the Tamil League. Tamil League is the place where we meet most often. Tamil League has its doors open, and let us thank Tamil League for hosting this meeting. It is about informing the Mauritian Tamil associations of this great project. So I had the good fortune last year to be invited by Mr. Ravi Kumar, knowing that I was going to India, so they took the opportunity of inviting me to visit the Thirukkural Malay in Coimbatore.
Yeah, near Coimbatore.
Near Coimbatore. And he will give you details about the project in a while, but what I have seen is on the rock of a hill, I have seen Agara Mudara Yerutlam, Adi Bhagavan Mudatre Ulage in Tamil and translation in English inscribed on the rock, and a few others. So the project is to have the whole Thirukkural inscribed on the rock itself, polished and inscribed. So you will agree with me, it's a great project, and the Thirukkural is a treasure. Before we request Mr. Ravi Kumar and his friends to talk, to give us more details, let me, on your behalf, inform them of how Thirukkural is present in Mauritius. What we do, what we have been doing all these years. To start with, we have an association in Rosehill called Thiruvallur Circle. Do we have a rep? Okay. Okay, and they do cultural activities. We have Mauritians or Mauritian authors who have translated the Thirukkural. This is one by Mr. Muthukumaran Sangili in French.
In French.
Okay. And we also have one translation in our Mauritian language, Creole, by Mr. Ramavalaiden, who is a barrister. And he has a copy he can show you.
Okay.
Yes. So what's the other book?
So Creole.
This is in Creole by our young friend, Gavin. You see,
Yes.
we do honor and value the Thirukkural here in Mauritius.
Nice.
And very often we will see our young friend coming in, writing articles on the newspapers
Nice.
on Thirukkural. Yeah?
Nice.
So let me carry on. And every year we have a chair at the Mahatma Gandhi Institute, and every year a memorial lecture is held, is organized. And a few years back we had people from Tamil Nadu who have come to give the memorial lecture. Last year it was our friend Sivan Tirumala Chetty who gave the memorial lecture, and this year I had the honor of doing it. Okay, and in all our associations, in all our Pali schools, we encourage children to learn and recite. When we have Saraswati Pusai, well, especially we have them recite and in both Tamil and English. At the MGI, always when we have functions, we have Dr. Irman here, who would always give rendition in songs of the Thirukkural couplets. So we do live the Thirukkural legacy here in Mauritius. And on Thiruvallur Day, on the 15th of January, we would do garlanding of the statue which is at the Mauritius Tamil Temples Federation in Mocha. And then at the MGI also we have another statue, another bust, big one, at the Mahatma Gandhi Institute. You will be taken to visit these places. Already done. Already done. Okay? And then I've said about this, the statue. We also have the International Thirukkural Foundation that has been set up with our ex-Minister of Education, Mr. Amukam Pasuraman, and he is heading a movement to bring the Thirukkural to UNESCO in the year 2020. And in the meanwhile, there have been a number of activities being held. And I don't know to what extent he has given me, he has introduced to me this book, and I think he has, Mr. Pasuraman has a contribution in it. And this is a very good book, very good translation. A very good, no, not Jiyuko. Dyers and Mahalingam. What is interesting is not just the Tamil scripts, the Tamil couplets, and the transliteration in Roman letters, and the translation into English, but what is important is the commentaries, it's the analysis, because it's not easy to understand a Thirukkural couplet. And I must tell you that when I had to do the memorial lecture, I had to delve deep. I used this book, and I could understand better the Thirukkural. So I would advise you, all of you who are interested, to get hold of this book. It is in 2 volumes. This is volume 1. I brought it just to show it to you. So, not much left for me to add. So the purpose of the visit of, he said that I invited them, it's not really true. They came by themselves, and I welcomed them. We are welcoming them. Their purpose of their visit is to inform us of their project, which is a great project. They have thought of informing us, they have thought of getting us as a partner to contribute, because it's not finished. The work is not finished. It's only started. It has only started. It has a long way to go. Their intention is to do it and to make it a tourist attraction, and to valorize the Thirukkural at the same time. Okay, so I think that I've covered all the points I have placed, so over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Acting President. Just to add a few things with regard to the Thirukkural movement in Mauritius, it's good also for you. There's corbel in Brazil where you have the verses of the Thirukkural on the walls of those corbels, which is very nice. And to be in line with those projects we are setting up, as you just said, you're just introducing with the project and coming up with it. We also at the International Thirukkural Foundation, we're starting different projects, and even last week we had a very good meeting in Roosevelt when His Excellency was present, and we had somebody from Chennai, Dr. Louis, who came and talked about the Vemba doctrine, which it is not the place for us to go and read, but see something very interesting. So now, I have the pleasure to introduce Sam Vijay, also from the delegation. We met during the Liverpool conference, and it's a pleasure to meet you again. And you are also involved as the UNESCO coordinator in 2020. We're going in Paris, and you are also involved in the international movement for Tamil culture in Malaysia, and the International Thirukkural Foundation Mauritius, the Tamil Heritage Foundation in Germany, and also as president, I Love India Association in France. I welcome you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Excellency, President, and respected scholars and friends. My name is Sami Kannu Vijayarangan, that's a Tamil name, but in short it's Sam Vijay, so that people can easily understand. I think many of us are in my Facebook, they regularly know me as Sam Vijay. This country, this is my third visit. First time it was 2012. I was in Confrence reunion, and I heard I wanted to visit. I came unknown, nobody knew me. The second time I was invited by first round for the Tamil Diaspora Conference. This time we were coming on our own to talk about the project.